My gorgeous design divas and divos on Facebook. And hello there to you, my fantastic design divas on Instagram. It's so good to be here with you. I am Donna Hoffman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They call me the Interior Design Advocate because I coach design lovers across the country and beyond using our amazing online courses to move the needle and do amazing things in your own interior design projects. In fact, I have been called one of the leading interior design coaches in the US, and I was meeting with my team today and I now found out that we have students, I'm looking down to read this, in the Philippines, Australia, India, the UK, Taiwan, in Canada, so as well as across the whole US. So it is so exciting that our Design Diva community has grown in the way that it has. And I call you my Design Divas because if you are a design lover, then we are connected in heart and spirit because you love design and so do I. Now, every once in a while, I get a guy saying, hey, what's with all the girlfriend stuff and all the diva stuff? All right, you want to conjugate diva into devo. That's what we call our guys. We call you design divos. Oh, really? I'm not broadcasting in Instagram?
I don't see it.
What now, baby? All right, hang on there, Facebook. Well, okay, here we're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to come back here. No, we're going to do that. Hold on, Facebook. No, now it's like totally...
Story.
Yeah, it's not going.
Oh, yeah,
It's not going. Well, why don't you set it up, Steve? He's getting mad at me. All right, listen, you set it up, I'll do it. Anyway, so when I'm not doing all of this coaching and amazingness with you in online design courses, I run a luxury interior design company based here in the United States in the Philadelphia region. And we work on all kinds of design projects. We do single room projects and multi-room projects. And we also work on a lot of, custom new builds and all kinds of, fabulousness, renovations, kitchen renovations. So I thought, gosh, we've got to talk about kitchen reno. All right, so listen, give me 2 secs, Facebook, gorgeous peeps. Hi, Insta. Sorry, we had a little problem starting there. I'm Donna Hoffman. Welcome, 4 p.m. Eastern. Every Tuesday, we are here. I stop what I'm doing in my luxury design studio so I can come out and teach a lesson to you. We have students across the country as well as across the globe. We were just saying we got people studying with us in the UK and Australia and Taiwan and Canada and the Philippines and this cool stuff. I'm excited to be able to empower you to do amazing things. In fact, we also have designers that study with me also because people really like the way I teach design. I'm an odd unicorn in that I'm very right brain and creative, but I'm also very left brain and logical and linear. So I know how to take creative information and make it very linear and accessible. To me, interior design is as logical as, gosh, I think it's more logical. For me, it's more logical than math. So that's why people really like the way I teach design, because I know how to take you on a complete journey from here to there. So that being said, I wanted to talk to you today about kitchen renovation because this is the time of year when a lot of people are thinking about doing reno in their home, particularly about kitchen. And wait, hang on. For all of our gorgeous peeps in Texas, so sorry about everything you guys went through last week. We were thinking of you. We understand today it's 75 degrees down there, but you had your work cut out for you. So we're so glad that that is over and we hope the worst is behind you now. All right, enough preamble. Kitchen renovation. Why do I want to talk to you about that? Because I get a lot of questions about kitchen renos, and I have to tell you, kitchen renovation is the single most uncomfortable, unpleasant design things you will ever go through in your home, ever. Hugely costly, very disruptive, incredibly disruptive to your life, living in your home, your family. I mean, that's the kitchen, the heart of your home. You're in that room 3 times a day, right? So I wanted to talk to you today about things that you can do to make sure that your kitchen reno is as stress-free as possible. So I called this Plan for the Best, Expect the Worst. And forget the design of a kitchen. I mean, that's a whole ball of wax right there to dive into. But let's just talk about the logistics that you have to be super clear on so that you're not a stress bomb as you're going through your kitchen. So I'm going to break it up into your kitchen reno. I'm going to break it up into 4 parts. There's preparation, there's hiring, then there's design, and then there's execution. So the prep is hugely important. By preparation, this is the time where you have to think very seriously about your timelines. When is a comfortable time of year for you to do this? Is school for you or your children going to be an issue? Things coming up at work, is that going to be an issue? Holidays, celebrations, milestones. You want to steer clear of those things in your life. Be very clear on what's a comfortable time of year for you to do this. This is not a Wednesday afternoon kind of project, right? This takes several weeks for the installation. We'll talk about that in a sec. Costs. I find that so many brilliant design divas, savvy women and men are sometimes resting in the world of fantasy, not reality, when it comes to those kitchen costs. Hands down, your cabinetry is going to be the most expensive thing that you invest in. Now, that said, can you go bananas on your appliances? Yeah, you can. So you have to be real honest with yourself. Who are you in design? Do you need the Wolf oven? I mean, are you going to need the top shelf on all of your appliances, or can you go high-low? Maybe you're going to treat yourself to a Wolf stovetop because you do a lot of stovetop cooking, but you can do a GE for your oven, right? Got to be realistic on those costs. The biggest nut is your cabinets, yes, but I also want to let you know that the quartz counters that are so popular, the Cambria type of product, a lot of that is now landing more costly than granites, okay? So just know that this is, like I said, a stressful reno because it's so pricey. And you also have to be realistic with yourself when you're putting out that budget and you're planning with you and your hubs, your significant other. Are you the person, when you walk into a shoe store, are you always going to like the sale shoe, or do you tend to like the nicer shoe that costs more and is not on sale? Well, the likelihood, that's common if you're that person, the likelihood that you're going to like the most basic cabinet and the most basic guts inside the cabinet that may not be who you are. So you have to be really realistic so that when you are talking to a kitchen group or a builder or a subcontractor, you need to say, look, you better put me into a midline cabinetry, or you better put me into midline tile. I never like the lowest cost thing. So I don't want any surprises on my allowances. Well, now we're going to get into hiring, right? But preparation is about being realistic on timing, realistic on your costs. And doing that, planning ahead of time, is what's going to help you to emotionally sail through this reno without wanting to just, rip your hair out. So let's talk about hiring. Guys, the most important decision you're going to make in your kitchen is not your cabinets, not your tile, not your light fixtures, not the furniture. It's going to be who you hire, okay? You hire the lowest cost guy who's the total disaster in your town. You are going to live to regret it. I just had a question about this on my YouTube channel. Some really unscrupulous things were happening for this poor design lover. You have to vet. You know what I mean by vetting? You're deciding, do I want to hire this person or not? Do not hire family, friends. Don't do it. Don't hire relatives. Don't do it. Hire the best you can afford. Don't hire the lowest cost guy. And listen, I have a budget. I don't have a trust fund. I put things out to bid in my life, and I look at the lowest cost, the highest cost, the midline cost. If you can, go for that midline, that person in the middle. The person who's lowballing that project, who's so far below everybody else in their bid, something's fishy. Run, okay? Be cautious. Be very careful in who you hire. Before you sign somebody, I want you to Google them. Google complaints against so-and-so. Whether their kitchen company, their subcontracting company. Now listen, I love subcontractors. I love kitchen design groups, and I love builders. Somewhere in your town are the very best of the best subcontractors and kitchen cabinet groups. Somewhere in your town is the very worst. The guy or girl who graduated at the bottom of their class, right? The person who does disasters. They graduate at the bottom of their class in terms of their skill set. I'm not picking on anybody who had an issue as an academia. You get what I'm talking about. There's the best in your industry that you work in and the worst. Same thing in kitchen reno. So it's that Google trick is so important. Googling complaints against so-and-so. And I also want you to check with the Better Business Bureau before you go down that road to hire. I also want you to talk to references, and I want you to ask tough questions. Questions like, hey, did anything go wrong on the project that you did, the kitchen you did with so-and-so? If they say yes, great. Tell me, what did he or she do to correct it? Vetting is so important. You are responsible for who you hire, okay? So part of that hiring process also means being clear on the contract. You don't do anything with anybody if you don't have a contract in writing. What's the start date? What's the deliverable? What are they supplying? What are you supplying? Read the fine print. Owner to supply tile. You got to know that that's up to you to find it and supply it and get it there on time. Okay? Clear on who's doing what, what's the deliverable, and when are they planning to complete this? If you start my project on, I don't know, July 27th, when are you going to be done? And also, importantly, who's going to be on my job? You're a really lovely person as you're bidding my kitchen. Are you going to be here every day? Are you going to be here at all? Who's going to actually be in my home? How many weeks are they going to be in my home? Walk me through what it looks like. You sign me, we do our design together. Now it's time to rip out my kitchen and put in the new kitchen. What does that look like? What's my downtime look like? Do you disappear in the middle of the job and I'm suddenly left for an extra 3 weeks without a viable kitchen because you're working on a bigger kitchen, or a whole home build, something else is going on? How is COVID affecting your deliverables right now? Right now, I will tell you as an aside, guys, COVID is, the cabinet groups I'm talking to that I work with, they're still doing well. They're still getting the cabinetry in 3 months, but appliances are tough right now. Your kitchen can't go in until your appliances are in. So you've got to ask them how COVID is affecting their industry. I'll tell you, in the interior design world back there where I live, COVID is a major butt pain right now. That's a whole other Facebook Live and Instagram Live. So you've got to talk about what are the delays, what are the tripping points right now, given the world that we're in right now with COVID. So hiring well, making sure all of this groundwork is laid down. Is this helpful so far? Just give me some thumbs up or some waves or some comments if so far this is working for you. So, okay, good. It's working. So I also want to talk to you about the design side, just minimally, to say, I'm not going to teach you how to design a kitchen in this Facebook Live or Instagram Live because there's a lot to teach. I need a lot of visuals. There is an order in which you want to design your kitchen. I personally think it's much easier to start with your kitchen tile as your inspo point and move backward from there. That's just me. Saves a lot of time, saves a lot of headache. Let's start there. And I remind you too, when you're designing a kitchen or any room, there's a difference between concept, idea, and then actual, right? It's okay to have a concept. Sorry, my shot's a little weird here. It's okay to have a concept and then deviate from that as you start to look at more tile and go, ooh, I just found a tile that I even like better than where I originally thought I was going to go. Pick out your tile first, I think, because then it's so much easier to back in your cabinetry and so much easier to back in your countertops. Most builders and subs want to do it the opposite. They want to get you right into a cabinet meeting. Now, go into a cabinet meeting to look at the layout of your cabinetry, sure. But before you start picking out door styles and colors of door and hardware, I'd go right for I say, hey, can we please do my tile next as creatively? And then we'll make these other decisions. You'll thank me for it later. So that's all I'm going to say on design. If you really want to know how to rock design of a kitchen or any room in your home, I posted something in the description here on Facebook about my Decorating Genius online course, 7 Simple Steps to Great Rooms. Thousands of students have gone through it, and they're using it for all rooms to include kitchen. But I want to move on. I don't want to get derailed into teaching about actual kitchen design. This is about keeping your marbles intact when you're going through a kitchen reno. So that brings me to the last component, which is execution. We've talked about preparation. We've talked about hiring, right? We've talked quickly about some design shortcuts and such. And now let's talk about execution. What does it actually look like? What is going to happen when they come in with their wrecking ball and start tearing apart your kitchen? The fun part is when you're looking at the swatches, you're picking out the cabinets and the colors and that. Now you've got to live through the dust, the dirt, the mayhem, the noise, and not having a functional kitchen. You need to plan. Remember I said earlier, plan for the time of year when this is really going to make sense for you. Well, if you live in a 4-season climate like I do, you can't see all the snow outside right now, but I don't want to be in my yard barbecuing right now. If you know that you want to lean into your outdoor grill during your reno, make sure you're picking a time of year when it's not monsoon season where you live, or you're not going to be dealing with harsh temperatures and snow. Also, like I said, time of year for your schedule is important, things that the kids are doing, etc. But what is it going to look like for you to get meals on the table? What does it look like? So they come in and they've got to rip everything else out before they can put everything else, the new stuff in. In most cases, we will have people set up a makeshift kitchen in your dining room. And in that makeshift kitchen, you're going to have dry goods lined up on your sideboard. You'll have a low-cost microwave. If you already own a microwave, great. But if you don't, if your microwave was on the fritz or whatever, just buy a little $59 microwave that you can sit on a folding table or something in your dining room so that you can quickly heat things up. You're going to be using your laundry room for water. And you're going to be eating off of paper plates. So in your makeshift kitchen, you're going to have all kinds of paper goods. And then you'll have the bagels and the Pop-Tarts and the, I don't know what, the chips and such, all the non-refrigerated things. Where's your refrigerator going to go? What most contractors, subs, builders, etc. do is they will run a heavy-duty extension cord so that your refrigerator will live for a while in the center of your kitchen, or they will run it out into your into a garage or into a laundry room. But sometimes people are also redoing laundry rooms as they're also redoing kitchens. When that's happening, making sure you have a viable sink is really important. So make sure, again, when I said, talk to your builder, this is a crooked shot, sorry. Talk to your builder or your subcontractor to say, hey, what is this going to look like? How many weeks am I going to be out a viable kitchen? And how am I eating? You're going to be doing a lot of takeout. You'll be going out to eat if you're comfortable going out to restaurants right now. Great. If you're not, you'll be doing takeout and eating in your own home. Being able to eat out on your patio or your deck, also great. So again, think about time of year. What will make it more comfortable for you? Okay. So keep your eye on the prize. I know I don't want to sound like, Dolly Downer here and tell you what an awful thing this is going to be, but I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. It's going to be a pain in the butt. And there's going to be at least one moment where you're going to think, good grief, I can't stand it. Here's what I want you to know. Living through a kitchen renovation is a pretty elegant problem to have, right? It's a pretty high class, uptown kind of problem to have. Aren't you lucky to live in a home, let alone to be doing a kitchen reno? So bully for you, right? So be aware of the grace of the whole nuisance of it, right? Also, keep your eye on the prize. When it's done, it's going to be so done and so gorgeously done that you're going to live in it and love living in it for years and years, decades and decades, okay? So there it is. Preparation, hiring, gotta hire right, a couple of design shortcuts, and then execution to help plan for the worst so that hopefully you can experience only the best on your kitchen renovation. So if you have a kitchen reno question that you'd like to ask me, feel free to pop it in. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for those to come in, I want you to know if you missed any portion of this, you can find us on YouTube at the Interior Design Advocate on YouTube, and you can see exactly what our topic was, and if we get questions, when we get questions, you'll see what those were about, etc., etc. And if you're not following us on our luxury interior design company Instagram feed, that's at IDH Designs. That's at IDH Designs. And I'm trying to be better about posting, video about what we're working on and taking you out into the field. And sometimes I don't do it just because I'm just running around and I'm busy and I'm working and I go, I should have shot some footage in that showroom. And then also, if you missed any portion of this, no, I said that wrong. If you're not following us on our teaching online design brand, that's at decorating.genius. That's at decorating.genius, so you can do that. All right, so let me get out my glasses. Here it is, and we will see what's what, who's who. And if you have questions, and if you don't have questions, we will wrap early, and I'll let you know what we're talking about next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Good topic. I am going to be sharing with you the 3 things I wish I had known before I opened my own interior design business. 3 things I wish I had known before I opened my own interior design business. I hope you'll join me for that. If you are in a design business now and you are 7 years younger or less, or if you are thinking of starting a design business or even a staging business, you definitely want to tune in because I'm sharing some good stuff. All right, questions coming in from Lynn Sierra on Insta. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Lynn is saying, what can you do for your kitchen floor if everything else is already done? What can you do for your kitchen floor if everything else is already done? Yeah, rip it out and add to it. I don't really think I'm getting the question. Listen, here's the thing. Lynn is asking, which presupposes that people run your flooring under your countertops. Some groups don't do that to save money. They will stop the flooring short of your cabinets. So very often you can do a rip out of your floor and then redo that floor without disturbing your cabinets. So I would want to know what you're trying to do, what's not working for you, Lynn, and structurally I'd need to know, does your flooring going under your cabinets? But just know, I like when the flooring goes under the cabinets, so if you ever want to move an island, you can. But a lot of people don't take take the flooring under the cabinet. So maybe you lucked out there and you can do a quick rip up there. Okay, on Insta, on Facebook, I'm getting a gazillion hellos. Okay. Nora's telling me, ole. Okay, I'll take it. Hi. Hi from Sandy. Hi from Park City, Utah, from Jill. Hey, Jill, how are you? I'm getting gajillions of hellos. Jennifer Bertha McCann is here with a hello. Sue is here, having a problem with her volume. Oops, sorry, Sue, getting hellos. All right, I taught for a long time. I'm sorry. I just had a lot to share with you. Okay, so more hellos, a lot of hellos. Hi's from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Bip, 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 bip. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Chris Betts is saying the big constraint right now is the material appliances, have longer lead times. Contractors are overbooked. Discuss scheduling and how it's taking longer than usual. Chris has got it right. Can I tell you, I was trying to get carpet samples today. Carpet samples! I was told I couldn't have any carpet samples by this one group. I said, really? How am I supposed to show this to my client? We don't know, but the problem is that the carpet mills are working at reduced staff. As soon as there's a COVID illness, they have to shut down the whole production line or a piece of the line. They don't have enough product to get out to fulfill their orders, let alone to cut samples. Appliances are a little bit of a mess right now. And guys, they cannot put in nobody can put in your appliances have to be in to be able to template your countertops. So it's not like you can do this now and your appliances later. You need everything. You need all your plumbing fixtures, your sinks, your faucets. The only thing you can do after the fact easily is your backsplash. That's much easier to add in after the fact. Okay, so Passion Rose is saying, I was wondering how high I should make my counters. They feel too low as they are, thanks. I would stick with a standard counter height. You don't want to make everything bar height. When you go to sell your residence, you're going to be in trouble there. So I think the only time you really can bring things up to a more comfort height is in a bathroom. Sometimes people will bring those bathroom cabinets up in height, but I would not noodle around with your kitchen cabinets. And listen, frankly, you can't make them taller easily in a kitchen unless you're doing full custom, because the boxes are built. Do you know what I mean by the boxes? So your kitchen cabinets in a semi-custom line are built to 10 inches, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20s, 24s, 26s, 30s, 36s, okay? The inside of the box is already built. It's the door that you're going to be looking at, that hasn't been put together yet, right? So the height of that box is already pretty established as well. So unless you're dealing with a guy who's building your whole kitchen from scratch, full custom, you couldn't even start, messing around with your counter heights and such. So there it is. Sorry about that. Sorry to be a buzzkill there. Chrissy Collier is saying, yes, a contract is so important. Chrissy and I are agreeing on that. Christy's also saying she's waited for months for her appliances. Look, I hear you. Our washer and dryer broke right as COVID was starting. I did not get my first, second, third, or fourth choice in what we got. I got what was available in a color I could live with. So there you are. Deborah James is saying, Donna, you are a rock star. Deborah, thank you so much. I don't even know what I said in this particular Facebook Live and Instagram Live to have gotten that, but Deb, thank you. Hug to you. So glad I can help empower you peeps. Deborah's saying, what about doing the center island first? I love doing the center island first. If you're doing a facelift in a kitchen where you're just going to be, keeping your perimeter cabinetry, why not? I've redone just islands and had great results with that. In terms of just picking out just your kitchen counter first, your kitchen island first, I would do your tile first, then I'd roll into your counters, then your floor, and your counter I would do after I have everything else done. That order is the easiest peasiest. Joan Caffeine is eating off paper plates and washing dishes in the bathtub. Whoa, Joan, listen, just keep your eye on the prize, girlfriend. Everybody send some love to Joan. You're going to get through this, Joan. Okay, we're all sending, can you feel the love? We're all sending you love. Alrighty. Teresa Lyons is saying, Donna, you're the best. I'm so glad, Teresa, to be able to help you. You're awesome, too. Thank you for being here. Chris is saying, I installed a utility sink in the garage, set up a temp kitchen in my dining room. Yeah, most people do a temp kitchen in the dining room. I got to tell you, having a utility sink in the garage, it is good. We ended up doing that when we renovated our kitchen, and we love having a sink out there. Here's the thing, especially if you're there in Texas, you know about pipes freezing. If you're going to do a utility sink in your garage, do it on an inside wall, not an outside wall, to help stop those pipes from freezing. So a little extra little thing there for you. And Chris also put her refrigerator in the dining room. Yep, dining room. People put it in the dining room, hallways, laundry rooms, garages, or sometimes it hangs out in the center of the kitchen. Major pain, but it's worth it. Yes, it does add value to the home as well, which is what Joan is also saying. And Chrissy is saying she liked my idea about gratitude. Deborah is saying the kitchen island is super important to me. Can you start there with design and then move out to the tile? You can, Deborah. If you are talking about a color on your island, let's talk trend real quick in kitchens. Pattern on the splash, really hot, continuing to gain traction. Colored islands in a blue, in a green, in 7 different varieties of green, a pine green, not just a real grassy green, right? It's not just about a gray and white kitchen anymore. So we're seeing more color. I've even seen some interesting yellow islands, wild, crazy, great. So here's what I would say to you. Start with your concept. My concept is like a round idea. It's kind of carved in jello. I'm going to make this up. I know I want white perimeter cabinetry. I want an inky blue island. I want to have a quartzite counter that has some movement to it, and I want that to roll up onto my backsplash. I want that to go up above my kitchen hood, and I know I want a wood hood, or I know I want a metal hood. Okay, that's general direction. So if you know that you want this blue counter on your blue cabinet on your island, it's okay when you're working with your kitchen group to say, can I see your blues first? And then you might look at their blues and say, I don't like any of those. What if we custom color those? Is that possible to do, right? So you can start from an inspiration point, yes, but once you're starting to put things together, I'm telling you, you will thank me if you identify your tile first based upon your concept, and then you roll all your decisions into that. It'll just, lickety split, those decisions will just fall in line. Linda Giannetta is saying, would you say microwaves above the ranges are passe? Linda, I would say that when people are going for a more luxe look, decorative hoods are definitely the thing people are asking for. We're seeing, islands are absorbing the microwave, or it's going above in cabinetry. whether it's a microwave or microwave drawers. But yeah, it's a real style opportunity to get rid of that micro above your cooktop. So if budget will allow, and if you have the space for it, it's a great option to do. Kathy King is saying, any tips for selecting the correct undertones in tile, countertops, cabinets, so all tie together? Yes. Yes. Hang on. Hold the phone. Okay. So here's the story. I want you to bring a piece of white paper with you. See, I had to go get a prop. I want you to bring white paper with you when you go to look at your white counters and your white tile and your white cabinets, because color is easiest to look at, especially white, but really all color. But white is easiest to look at in relationship to other whites, because you will see the undertone. You'll see if you're the white counter or cabinet you're looking at, this is a quartzite counter, if it has a yellow undertone, a gray undertone, a green undertone, a blue undertone. You'll see it in comparison to the white paper you're putting it next to, okay? And you'll even see it when you start to lay your materials next to each other, your countertop and your tile, right? You'll start to see that undertone starting to pop out. I do teach about color in my Decorating Genius 7 Simple Steps to Great Rooms. And there is a special bonus in that course, online design course, just for kitchen design, how to apply the Decorating Genius strategy to kitchen planning. And if you go to our website, you'll see some great before and afters that our Design Divas have done in kitchens and baths using Decorating Genius. So hopefully that helps you. Kathy, did that help you with the issue on undertone? Undertone is where people get tripped up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Amy is saying, okay, I don't know what Amy got her answer. I'm glad you got your answer, Amy. Bernadette is saying, do you agree with spending between 5 to 15% of home value on a major kitchen remodel? You know, that's such a good question, and I get that question a lot, you know, in some various ways. How much should I spend on my kitchen reno? How long are you staying in your home? What are the comps in your neighborhood selling for? Kitchens sell homes. Condition sells homes too. If you don't reno your kitchen, if your kitchen's a real, you know, problem, and you go to sell your home, you're just going to take it out of your asking price, and you may not sell as quickly, right? So if you know you're going to stay in your home for 7 years or 10 years, and you know, hey, I really want to enjoy this kitchen, so you got to factor that daily pleasure into it all. I think you have to be careful not to over improve so that your comps are you're not going to be competitive with your comps. So starting with that 5 to 15% is a good starting point, but it also, you start to get into, you know, home values in that $1 million plus area. You have to look at what the comps in your neighborhood want. Do they want quartz counters? Do they want wood range tops, or do they want the $12,000 metal decorative range top? Do they want the La Cornue oven in blue, right? So you have to look at where the comps are. So you could absolutely get a real estate agent in who you know, like, and trust, and say, hey, what do you think? This is what I'm thinking I'm going to be spending on this kitchen. Am I in the right ballpark? Am I going to be over improving? Am I okay? And P.S. I'm staying in the house for 8 more years at least, and possibly 12 to 15, in which case you may want to say, you know what, for my own enjoyment, I'm okay to be on the higher end of that range. But it's a real personal decision that you have to make. Okay, more questions from Insta. Okay, Passion Rose is saying, such a good question. Such a good question. Is 30 to 32 inches distance from the island to the counters okay? Appreciate your help. Passion Rose, I'm going to say no. Ideally, you want 36 inches if you can. 3 feet. National Kitchen and Bath Association says 3 feet, 36 inches is your ideal pass-through from island to your counter, you know, to your perimeter cabinets and counter. If you can do 42, oh, that feels amazing. It's only 6 inches more, and it is a game changer, I promise you. Very often, you don't have that. Don't feel bad when you're fighting for inches in your kitchen. You know, a dollar bill is 6 inches long. people, I mean, I joke about this with my clients, with kitchen designers. Seems like everybody's always fighting for 6 extra inches somewhere, right? You can't put something somewhere because you need 6 more inches in the length of the run of your cabinetry, of your counter and cabinet run. So if you can, long answer, Passion Rose, 36 inches is what you're going for, okay? That's really what you're going for. And if there's an issue with walkers or a wheelchair in your family, you want wider than 36, okay? So there it is. All right, 2 last questions, I'm told, because we have a conference call we have to hop into in a sec. I had to do that to you last time. I'm awful sorry. It's busy around here. So Farah Naz 2 is saying, is restaining kitchen cabinets better than painting them? Farah, I don't want you to paint them. I'd like you to get a guy or girl in who does this, or gal, woman, professional. Get them professionally done, not somebody who's doing the brush. The brush is not going to look good. You want somebody who's going to remove your doors, take them back to their shop, spray them with a furniture grade finish in whatever color you're doing. And they're going to drape off your kitchen with heavy, heavy plastic so that they can spray the boxes that are attached to your wall. They'll just take the doors back to the shop. You can change up your hardware. If you want to go to hardware that's different or has a wider spread, they can do wood filler and sand that down and paint over that. So you can really change up your hardware positioning as well. But if you can, if dollars will allow, if the budget will allow, try not to get out the paintbrush and do it yourself, or hire somebody else to do it with a brush. You want a group that specializes in refinishing. Now, can you restain? You can. That's going to get pricey as well. Get a bid. Find out, am I better off restaining, painting, or replacing? And then you'll decide from there. Hope that helps you. Okay. Just want to let you know that if you missed any portion of this, you can always find us on YouTube, right? Go to YouTube. The Interior Design Advocate is who we are. And next week, great topic. It's called The 3 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Started My Own Interior Design Business. Pulling back the curtain. 3 things I wish I knew before I started my own interior design business. So if you are in a young design business, 7 years or younger, and things aren't going exactly the way you want it to, or if you're thinking of starting a design business, you don't want to miss this, okay? Good content coming to you there. Alrighty, so my last 2 questions here. Vanitha is saying, do you think all white cabinets on top and walnut for the bottom cabinets and the island will look good? You know, Vanitha, I think that if you integrate that with some up and down movement, so that maybe at your range area, you go from your walnut base up through the top to your hood, a wood hood, and then you bring that white around. Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of splits in kitchens coming in. So, but integrating it in some way, like I just suggested, will be the deal maker for you there. So good luck with that. It sounds really pretty, and I love what you're doing. Kathy is saying we have off-white built in at the fireplace in the living room, which is right off the kitchen. Can I do a taupe color kitchen cabinet, or do I need to stick with off-white? All trim is off-white. I think that you can handle your living room, which is off the kitchen. I think you can handle that as its own moment, and that kitchen cabinetry, that fireplace surround can be in your trim color, and your kitchen can go somewhere else. I bless it. I think you can do it. Without seeing a picture, I think it can work. Last question. So I've taken one more. Erica said, what questions do you ask the painter if you are wanting cabinets painted? What process, paint type do you suggest? I can't suggest a process or a paint type because I'm not crafty. I can design it, but I can't do it. If you spend any time with me, you know I don't even know how to use my own glue gun. I'm embarrassed, but I'm honest. Like I said earlier, Erica, I want you to get somebody in who's going to do what's called a furniture grade finish on your cabinets. They're going to spray them. They're not going to paint them. It's a very smelly, messy process, which is why they're going to take the doors off, take them back to their shop, which is why they're going to drape your space with thick, thick plastic. They're going to run intense fans. They're going to be sucking dust out of the air because they're going to have to sand down what you have there already. There are groups that specialize in cabinetry refinishing. Don't go to your local painter or to your local handyman on this. Not if you want something that's going to look good. A good friend of mine, she's about 20 years my senior, love her to bits. She's like I don't know, maybe another mother figure, I don't know. But she had somebody paint her kitchen cabinets. It never looked good. Still doesn't look good. It just looks like it cheaped out, and I know it's going to ding her when she goes to sell her residence. I'm just saying, not judging, just saying. All right, listen, I have got to move on because we have a, like I said, an important conference call. This has been an important Instagram Live and an important Facebook Live. I love being with you guys every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm Donna Hoffman. If you missed any portion of this, find us on YouTube. Please like, share, and comment on our YouTube channel. Love hearing from you. And if you need help designing any room in your home, including your kitchen, check out my online course, Decorating Genius, 7 Simple Steps to Great Rooms. It has its own private Facebook group. So you have a community of design lovers around you, weighing in and taking you under their community wing. And of course, you're under our wing in the course as well, with my whole team in there chiming in and cheering and guiding you as well. All right, loves, I've loved being here with you. See you next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Bye-bye now. Hi, this is Donna. Thanks so much for watching. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and comment below so I know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the Interior Design Advocates channel so you don't miss any of our great content.